Well, I think the first half will be, we'll just take, the group, split them in half and play. And then the second half we'll probably change things up a little bit and maybe try to get 8 or 9 guys on one team and then be able to sub a little bit better. The second half, obviously, they'll be a lot more tired. And I don't want them to stay out there and I want to be able to sub and kind of get a feel for what it's going to be like in a game.
You kind of started later than most teams practicing. After 2 weeks, do you feel like you made the right call there?
It feels like we've been practicing for a long time. Yeah, and I think that our guys are ready to just be able to have a break in the schedule. I think the tip-off tomorrow will be. I think the guys are really looking forward to it. Even though we're still playing each other, but just be able to play in front of people and to have a different feel in here. And then evaluate film from a controlled scrimmage as far as fouls and things are concerned will be good for us.
On fouls, are you concerned about hand checking tomorrow and all the rules going into that?
Well, I'm not that concerned about it. We'll wait and see how it's called. There's been emphasis of a lot of rules for a lot of years, and we'll just see how this actually. If this is different than it's been, and if it is, we'll adjust to it.
Have any starting jobs been won, even though you're not ready, might not be ready to announce it in your head? Do you kind of got a starting?
I think we have 3 or 4 lineups, so we really are confident with playing. As far as who starts and who finishes, we'll figure that out in the next 2 weeks.
You expect any less nervous energy? I mean, you got the boom out of the way, and at least guys played in front of a crowd a little bit.
No, I bet the next three, the 2 exhibition games in this, I think that the new guys will all be experiencing something different. It was interesting the other night when Skylar said he never played in front of a crowd that large before, and when you think about it, most of our guys haven't. So we'll see how they respond.
How would you describe this team's chemistry or vibe right now?
Right now it's really good. I mean, they get along really well. They're very involved with each other off the floor, which is a good thing. I think that Coach Medina has brought a real spirit to them as far as togetherness, and then we've changed a few things that way, and now the guys come in smaller groups of 3. So I think this team right now has offers a chance to have great chemistry but we'll see when you start divvying up playing time, and then you got to see the results of games and how guys respond to it. But right now I think it's really good.
Any of the new guys kind of have an outstanding camp so far that we know about?
I think all of them have put themselves in a place to really contribute. For this group, you can't really go back. So there's a lot of times where they may not play well in the first couple of weeks, but you have a history with them. A lot of these guys we don't have a history with, and so they're going to have to actually perform here in the next couple of weeks and earn their playing time, and there'll be some separation, and hopefully the leadership of this group will really help as far as the chemistry is concerned, because those are 2 really big things. They're intangibles, but they are so important to the success of your group. So we'll see how that turns out.
Is there any part of the game that you've told your players to focus on tomorrow for the exhibition?
Yeah, defense and offense.
Oh, more specific?
No, I mean, I think that there's so many parts of this game that we've worked on in practice, and now we just got to do it live. Offensively, it's the same things we've always kind of harped on as transition, and then half-court sets, execution, out of bounds, under the basket, those plays, being able to score on them, and then free throws. Those are things that are really important to us. Defensively, it's a really help-oriented team defense. I think our guards this year are a little more athletic, and so we're putting a lot more responsibility on our guards as far as defensively. So those are things that we'll kind of emphasize and try and evaluate.
Do you feel like your defensive identity is already kind of tilted back toward man, kind of to where you'd like it to be?
We're better. We're better in man than we are in zone, and that wasn't the case this time last year, which kind of we were a little discouraged with it, and we tried to work through it, but I think Brandon was so much better anchoring the back of that zone, and it helped him stay out of foul trouble too, and so that was a big reason for that last year. But also the athleticism of our guards. I think that we got a couple guys who are really good on-ball lockdown defenders, which will help us kind of build our defense around that.
The football game the other day in Houston, some people were calling it the Dave Rose Bowl. Who are you pulling for?
Yeah, there's no question who I was pulling for. And that last pass was a happy moment for my wife and I as we were watching the game. And it was a nice tribute for Coach Lewis at halftime, and I had some people send me the kind of that as it was live. And so, but as far as the outcome of that game, I guess we never played. It was the first time that the two teams have ever played, and it ended how it should. Offense winning.